The strongest person in the room is rarely the loudest one. In a world that rewards noise, silence has become a forgotten superpower. Today, I'll show you why silence doesn't make you weak. It makes you unstoppable. Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed this? The more someone talks, the less seriously they're taken. But the person who listens, who pauses, who speaks only when it matters, everyone leans in. Silence changes the dynamic of power, not because silence is empty, but because silence is controlled. The Stoics understood this centuries ago. Marcus Aurelius wrote his thoughts in private. Epictetus taught that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Seneca warned that constant speech weakens the mind. Yet today, we live in the loudest era in human history. Notifications, opinions, arguments, endless talking. And in all this noise, silence has become rare, which makes it valuable. Today, we'll explore 3 deep reasons why silence makes you powerful and how you can use it without saying a word. Silence gives you emotional control. Let's start here. Power always begins with self-control, and silence is the highest form of it. Imagine 2 people being criticized. Person 1 reacts instantly. They defend themselves. Their voice rises. Their emotions take over. Person 2 stays silent. They listen. They breathe. They respond. Later. Who looks stronger? Always the second. Why? Because silence creates space between stimulus and response. That space is where power lives. Stoic insight. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Silence gives you time to choose your reaction. And the person who controls their reactions controls the situation. Modern psychology. When you stay silent, your heart rate stabilizes, your brain regains clarity, your emotional intelligence increases. Silence interrupts impulsive behavior. Most people lose power the moment they speak emotionally. Silence prevents that loss. Practical example. Think about arguments. The moment you rush to reply, you give away leverage. But when you pause, the other person starts explaining themselves. They reveal more than they intended. They often soften. Silence forces reflection in them and in you. Silence doesn't mean you have nothing to say. It means you're choosing the right moment to say it. And timing is power. Silence makes others reveal themselves. Here's a truth few people realize. Silence is a mirror. When you don't rush to fill the space, others will. And when they do, they reveal their intentions, their insecurities, their true character. Imagine a negotiation. One person talks nonstop. The other listens silently. Who usually wins? The listener. Because silence creates discomfort, and people hate discomfort. So they talk. They over-explain. They justify. They leak information. Stoic wisdom, Seneca wrote, "The wise man speaks because he has something to say. The fool speaks because he has to say something." Silence separates wisdom from impulse. Social power dynamic. When you stay silent, you appear confident, you appear self-assured, you appear unbothered. People assume silence means strength, not weakness. That's why leaders pause before speaking. That's why judges remain quiet. That's why experienced professionals talk less and say more. Real-life example. Have you ever noticed in meetings? The person who speaks last often carries the most weight because silence builds anticipation. Words delivered after silence hit harder. Silence turns conversations in your favor, not by manipulation, but by observation. And observation is a form of intelligence. Silence builds inner authority. Now let's go deeper. The most powerful silence isn't external, it's internal. Inner noise versus inner strength. Most people are never silent. Even when alone, their mind is loud. Worries, regrets, imaginary arguments. This inner noise weakens judgment. The Stoics trained silence inside the mind. Marcus Aurelius didn't rant publicly. He wrote privately to discipline his thoughts. Stoic practice. Silence helps you hear your true values, strengthen self-trust, reduce dependency on validation, When you don't need to speak to feel important, you become important. Modern application of silence helps you think strategically, detach from ego, build long-term confidence. People who constantly talk need approval. People comfortable with silence already have it from themselves. Silence isn't emptiness, it's inner alignment. And nothing is more powerful than someone aligned with themselves. How to practice powerful silence. Here's how to apply this today. Pause before replying, especially when emotional. Let silence breathe in conversations. Speak only when your words add value. Practice daily quiet time, even 5 minutes. Detach your ego from being heard. Remember, you don't need to prove strength. Silence already does that for you. In a world addicted to noise, silence is rebellion. Silence is discipline. Silence is power. The loud chase attention. The silent command respect. If this message resonated with you, comment below. What's one situation where silence gave you power, or where you wish you had used it? Subscribe to Stoic Insight channel. If you want timeless Stoic wisdom for modern life, like and share this video with someone who needs less noise and more strength. Because sometimes, the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all.